Hello everyone, welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in a description box below. So we are back with another pick a card reading. It is timeless, it is love-based to a certain degree, and it is 18 plus. So the thumbnail is very cute. It says your milkshake vibe, but really the topic is like your seductive, sensual energy and what makes you attractive to people that want to pursue you on a romantic level. Or even if they don't, just what about you is sensual to them, right? So I am not going to delay this any further. I'm going to hop right into the pile selection. This is the moment in the reading where I verbally describe each pile for those of you that are visually impaired, or if you simply like to hear me describe them to select. So pile 1 is the strawberry or mixed berry milkshake. Pile 2 is the caramel or peanut butter, whichever one you prefer, milkshake. And pile 3 is the chocolate milkshake. And then we have pile 4, which is the vanilla milkshake. I will give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile 1, if you selected the mixed berry milkshake, then this is your reading. So, the funny thing that I just did off camera, which is hilarious, I did the like evil finger thing. So maybe you have like a little devious side to you that people pick up on. Let me get into a comfortable position. I'm not ready. So maybe people are not ready for you. Okay, but let me get into this good shuffle. Okay, we'll see your seductive energy and what makes you attractive to people. Let's get a keyword for pile 1. My mixed berries milkshake. What is your seductive energy? Patience. So, I heard the word tease, right? Like something about you, this word patience, you may move very slow, you may just take your time, like you may walk slow, you may speak slowly, like you might have a drawl, like something about you, it's smooth, like it's slow, but in a sensual way, right? And with patience, you may tease people, you may flirt subtly or whatnot, but you kind of make people wait in some instances. So it could be your romantic partners where you make them take it slow, you make them take their time, you take your time with them, or you kind of control the pace of connections, right? Something about that, that's really seductive for them, okay? Like that's very seductive to potential suitors with you. So let's see what's at the bottom. Appreciation. Yeah, exactly. Something about you, the way you move, it gives people time to really observe you. Like people appreciate you just in general, but like this, like when people are pursuing you romantically, like you kind of force a level of appreciation. Like you force, like again, you control the pace for whatever reason, and it's slow, like you slow them down and really make them take their time with you. And it's very, like again, it's like a tease. It's a teasing energy, and they really make them appreciate you. Okay, so let's hop more into these other cards so we can develop this energy that you have here. Okay, pile 1, tell me about your seductive energy and what makes you attractive. Ooh, you see how flowy that card landed? I didn't look at it in frame, but I did look at it in like outside of the camera, and it just flow. Like that's your energy. That is your energy. You're just very flowy. So we do have divine masculine, okay? The frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So you have a very active energy. When I think this is the energy I was picking up on when you control the pace of connections, like there's a very active side of you, right? You may be a divine masculine, or you're just very in tune with your divine masculine side, okay? And number 22 may be relevant, but like it just, you control the pace of connections, and you have this very strong and again focused and active side, and something about the way you just express yourself and the way that you move and act and engage people, it just pulls them in. Like you take all of the attention, whether you intend to or not, with patience. Like you're the type where if everyone in the room is in a hurry, you're not gonna be all flowy like that. Like even though there's a flowy energy, it's still very controlled. Like you're not gonna allow the pace of your cadence to be shifted because of external circumstances. Like you're not doing it. You will continue to function at the speed in which you were, and things will be fine. And people appreciate that, especially your partners. You may be the person that is very grounding in your connections. You may be the grounding force of your connections, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, like for your partners, past, present, and future, it really gets them going because it just is a very like controlled energy. Like when it comes to pile one, people know that you've got it. Like you've got things handled. You're gonna do it efficiently, effectively, and you're not gonna spiral out of control. Like there's a certain calm energy about you. Like you don't overreact at all. Okay, and people find it very sensual and seductive. Okay, so let's see what's at the bottom. Merkaba. Okay, number 32. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse, I don't know how to say that word, into layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. So you see that there's a certain consciousness, right? In a certain way that you manipulate your reality around you, and honestly other people's as well, because it's like you maintain that control, right? Like you maintain the control. You're very balanced. And so I'm not going to put this on there. I want to make sure we have as much space as possible, but I think you can see here. Good. But yeah, that's just that control. So you may be, especially when it comes to sensual and intimate relations, you may be a bit dominant, right? You may be the one that likes to be in control majority. That may be where you're comfortable being in control. Because something about control and composure, those are qualities that people deeply admire about you, and they find it very seductive, okay? So let's hop right into the tarot and see what's going on here. Tell me more about pile one's seductive energy and what people find attractive about them. Okay. 3 cards for pile one. Tell me about pile one's seductive energy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is you don't have to be a divine masculine. You don't have to be masculine in any way, but you are very in tune with your masculine side if you are not, okay? If you selected pile one and you like, I'm feminine as feminine can be, sorry, like this is my divine masculine pile because we got the sun, okay? So that's masculine energy as well. Like it's a vibrant light, and there's nothing wrong with that. Even if you identify as feminine, it just means that you're very balanced in your masculine side, okay? But again, that light, that sun energy coming through right beside the divine masculine, okay? I heard also those of you where, ooh, that's different. Those of you where you're not really resonating with this divine masculine energy, this is because we always talk about polarities in these piles because they're general readings. you attract a lot of divine masculine. So like if you are truly in your feminine space and you feel like the divine masculine, even if you're balanced in it, you don't feel like you really project it out like that, you attract a lot of divine masculine energy to you. So, everything works in balance. And so because you're kind of in your receptive energy, which is that patience, you get a lot of appreciation from a lot of divine masculine. It's like a moth to a flame. You pull them in, right? Like if you pay attention, if you identify as the feminine side, or if that's the side you're more in tune with, pay attention to the personality types that you attract towards you. You'll notice that it's a very masculine divine energy, right? And that's if this masculine energy isn't you, like you're pulling it in. So that's why you fall in with the divine masculine power if you are heavily in your feminine space, because you just pull them in, and your seductive energy is like a moth to a flame for divine masculines, okay? Plural. So that's nice. So let's pull more. But again, it's like a light, like a very bright light. Like you just attract a lot of people to you naturally anyway. But specifically, those of you that are in tune with your divine masculine, those of you that are in your feminine power. So like I said, just to clarify before I see this, if you're on the feminine side, you're pulling in divine masculines, and like your receptive energy is just really pulling them in. If you're on the divine masculine side, that divine masculine energy is what people find deeply seductive about you, okay? But you do have that 3 of Swords here, which is heartache and loss. And I see that some of you, this is like a very protective energy. I know that that's not what this card means at all, but something about you, maybe you've been through a lot of trauma, maybe you wear it on your sleeve, especially if you're on the more receptive, softer side, and like you're pulling in this energy because like something about you, people just want to protect you, especially with this patience and appreciation. Like you may be slow moving in situations you need to be quickly moving around from, and people want to take care of you. So like, I don't know why, it's kind of like a hero syndrome. Like you may attract those types, right? So that's your seductive energy, your neediness or your receptivity, or like your softer, how soft and delicate and sometimes green, possibly naive, right? That could be what people that are more dominant and people that are more like in their hero energy are attracted to. Now, with this being the pain and the heartache, people can tell that you've been through things, especially if you're in that divine masculine side, and they like that despite the trauma, despite the pain, the hardships, heartache and loss that you've experienced, you're still this vibrant light. Like you're still patient, you still have an appreciation of life, you're still in your power despite all of this. And I know I distinctly called out 2 separate energies, but everything that I call out could be either side, okay? So like I said, despite this heartache, this pain that people know that you have experienced, or they can tell that you have that deeper side of you, still that bright, vibrant light, still that patience, still that power, okay? I'm gonna pull one more and we'll take the bottom, and then we'll get into those oracle decks. That's way too many. There's a lot of things about you apparently that people find deeply seductive, sensual, and attractive about you. So that's a lot to appreciate with that appreciation card. There's so much about you that people really, over time, learn more and more about you, and they begin to appreciate you more and more with time. Like there's always something new that they discover about you that feels like something they could appreciate. So you do have solitude in reverse, right? This is the Hermit, and this is Virgo energy, right? So we've got Leo, we've got Virgo. So fun, something about you, you may be a little outgoing. That may be why we have the Sun, that Leo energy, and this divine masculine. You're a little outgoing. you don't have to be to yourself. You'd rather be a little social, those of you, despite the heartache and loss. Like, you're still open and receptive to people. Like, you don't hide away from people and connections. You don't shy away from it despite the pain. You're going to just keep trying and keep getting to know people and keep being open and receptive, right? Like, you're not wallowing in your spirit, okay? And also, because the Hermit is kind of deep diving kind of within and for a higher meaning of life with his divine masculine, it's kind of like, okay, you're stepping out of that energy, or you have at some point, and like you're action based. You're not, in hermit mode. You're not trying to heal and find a deeper meaning of life. You've been there, done that, and you're ready to apply it to the external world. And that in this energy that you've stepped out of, or that you're not doing anymore, is why you have the patience, right? Like, you've been slow moving so long, if that makes sense. Like, you've isolated yourself at certain points, especially after heartache and trauma, that you've already discovered like a deeper meaning of life, to the point where you're like, there's no need to rush. There's no need to rush things. There's no need to overreact. There's no need to let external circumstances pull you out of balance and out of alignment, right? So you're in that power. You're very firm on the earth plane, okay? So let's see what is at the bottom. What is that? Oh, I'm holding it in reverse. So I'm assuming that I'm supposed to be using it in reverse. So you do have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So that's material harvest. I can hold it up, right? I was also getting another message with the Virgo Leo energy here. Material harvest. So something about you, and I'll put this here. So pile 1, you have a very connection-based energy right now. So if you're a divine masculine, what's really doing it for people, I'm assuming divine feminines, is that you are very in your energy of being open and receptive to commitment. Like, Hermit number 9 in reverse is very outgoing energy. It's ready for a connection, because 9s are very solo energy. And here you are with the 9 of Pentacles. So 9 of Pentacles would be upright, would be someone that's really on their own, very independent. But in reverse, it shows that you're open for connections, you're open for commitment, you've done the work, you've gone through things, and you're ready, truly in your divine masculine balance of ready to merge with possibly a divine feminine, or just any type of connection, right? So that's what's doing it if you are identifying on that divine masculine side. If not, what's happening is, if you're on the divine feminine side, or someone identifying in that energy, you've done so much, you've been through so much, you've worked through so many connections, that now you're actually ready to merge with a divine masculine. Like, you're not in a hyper independent state anymore. You're not in a hermit mode. You're not in the I'm on my own and I'm fine energy. You're kind of desiring, craving, possibly with that 3 of Swords, someone to share it with, someone to merge with in your life. I don't know why that's what's seductive. I don't know why that's what's making you attractive, but I'm realizing that this is my deeply spiritual pile, and I was trying to see what's physically attractive about you, and we'll get there, like what's really what people are attracted to day to day. But literally, you have the Virgo energy, 6th house energy of day to day in reverse. This is deeply universal energy of, you are literally attracting from a universal perspective individuals in. So I don't know if this is a message you wanted, but it's definitely one you needed. So you're attracting divine masculines if you're on the feminine side. You're attracting divine feminines if you're on the masculine side, or specifically one, right? It doesn't have to be multiple people. This is what you're calling in or attracting based on the energy you stepped into, right? Because this energy feels like someone that's kind of acknowledging their divine energy. They've been patient, they appreciate their life, but there's still something missing. And following what's missing is the Hermit reverse, the 9 of Pentacles reverse, of not wanting to be isolated. And this is very successful energy here, these 2 9s. But in reverse, it's like, okay, it's a success in solitude. So like maybe you're not wanting that energy anymore. That's crazy. Let me pull from these other decks so I can see if I can get, I guess, develop this energy and see what else I can get, because I do still want to see that physical attraction and the qualities that people are attracted to in you, right? Like the qualities that are seductive. But this is a message, like the universe spirit took over for a second for pile one to let us know, like, the people that selected this pile, those of you that are selecting pile one, you're actually attracting, from a universal perspective, divine energy, like divine counterpart energy. And I'm laughing because like it took me a minute to realize that that was happening. So let's see. I'm intrigued. I do find it interesting when spirit takes over like an intended question, and then we get other energies, because it technically is the question I asked. It's technically the question I asked. It's just from a higher source, the answer, right? So you do have conjunction, a union, merging, and coming together. Now, it came out in reverse. Ooh, so this is helpful. I'll take the bottom in a second. So conjunction is obviously a merger, like in a union, like I said, but this is available. So what is happening is, with you kind of doing all of your inner work and stepping out into the world, again, doesn't matter which divine counterpart polarity you are, you're ready to be out in the world. And with this conjunction in reverse, you're available. So like you've got all of the divine people out in the world. They're like, oh my gosh, pile one is like a divine counterpart, whether they consciously know those terms or that, like it's an energy, it's a presence. Like it's kind of like when people say like the perfect catch, right? It's like the ultimate, the most eligible bachelor or bachelorette, right? It's that energy. And it's like, wow, pile one's actually available. There's nothing wrong with pile one. I guess pile one's just been isolated and focused for so long. Let me snatch pile one up, because it's rare that you find a divine person, right? A divine energy of this nature just this available, right? Not already in a connection. Okay, so I don't know what stage of life you're at. This may be my more mature pile for sure, but at your level or whatever it is, era of life, to see a divine masculine feminine truly balanced in their power, that's available, right? Not single and living their best single life, and not in a connection, but someone that's actually like available, emotionally available, that's seeking something, is for the people that are attracted to you, that find your energy sensual and seductive. It's rare. At least that's how they're seeing it. So what's at the bottom here? Venus. Give and receive love. Find value and see beauty. Listen, pile one, you are hot in these streets. Okay? Like you're hot in these streets. It is what it is. Like this Venus energy, like people see you as the ultimate catch. Like I said, the most eligible bachelor, bachelorette, that is you. That is how people see you. That's what people find sensual, seductive. And it's not just about the success. It's about you being emotionally available. It's about you being comfortable and confident in who you are. You may be very successful, as Venus rules the 2nd and 7th house. So like you are commitment oriented. You're just looking for something that's right. You are financially stable with the assets in the 2nd house. Like people really appreciate your beauty too. Like something about your level of physical attraction, like people find you very, very physically attractive, like a pearl, right? Right? Like they find value in your physical appearance for sure. And earlier I was getting an energy of like the 5th house and the 6th house of like fun and routine. Like you may be stepping out, like I said earlier, into a more social energy, like a more outgoing energy, as you become more commitment minded and seeking a partnership, because that's that 6th house Virgo energy of routine, day-to-day mundane. It's like you're not doing day-to-day mundane anymore. You want fun and excitement and passion, of the house of joy and pleasure. So that's where you are, and people are like, let me snatch up pile one before someone else does. So I'm not gonna lie, so far, the energy of, okay, what do people find attractive about you? What do people find sensual or seductive about you? Everything. Your entire being. The way you look, the way you project yourself, the success you have, the way that you just are, everything about the way that you express yourself and the way you come across to other people, they find attractive. Like people, for whatever reason, do not see shadow aspects as it relates to you. They know that they exist. Like they know that you've been through things, right? They know that, you know, you're not quite perfect, but in their mind, you're not quite perfect, right? Very close to it. So let's see. This is very interesting. I'm liking this energy for you, Power. So you do have cardinal mood. So like this is initiating energy. So you may be just stepping in to this energy for sure. And that's why it's coming through so heavily. But it does say be bold and make the first move. So again, that action oriented energy, that dominant masculine side for those of you where it applies, but also that availability, right? That availability, that you making it clear from the jump, especially people that you may be entertaining romantically, you make it very clear what it is you're seeking and where you are and where you want to be headed in a connection. And people deeply admire that and they appreciate that, right? But people, again, be bold and make the first move. That's people's energy towards you for sure. Like they are like out here trying to get you. Your hard work is paying off. New moon and Capricorn. So people deeply admire your work ethic, right? That is 10th house energy of social status and career. I did say you're a hot commodity with that sun card, right? Like Leo is popularity. And with it here with career and social status is like you're doing very well for yourself, at least socially, you know. But I do see with Venus here some financial indications and hard work. You've worked very hard. Something about you, people admire your dedication, your patience, right? The way that you maneuver through this world, like I said. So let's see what's at the bottom. Let's see what's at the bottom. People like the way you've persevered and the way you have this divine energy and that you're very physically attractive and that your energy is still very positive despite having to work hard and taking loss and heartaches. Okay, look at that. Leo energy. That's that popular energy. Don't let pride get in your way. That's an interesting message. Let me sit with it for a second. Full moon in Leo. Some of you have a slightly guarded energy. And that turns people on, right? You make it very clear what you want. And in instances where you don't see that it's headed there, you're like, you know what? I don't have time for this, right? You're like, I don't have time for this. And don't let pride get in your way. Feels like you've been, you've had to learn some tough lessons, right? With hard work paying off, heartache and loss, your pride has gotten the best of you at points of your life. And because you've had to learn the hard way, there's a deep appreciation and people can kind of sense that. I don't know how people can sense all of this energy from you, or maybe it just, maybe you just kind of, something about your energy that comes across that way. It comes across that way. But let me dig and see how much physical energy I can get before I get into these other decks, because I don't want to leave you hanging with that. Leo is very outgoing, vibrant, personality. So like you've got a great personality, very personable with people. People just really like interacting with you socially and in relationships. Like you're like the center of attention even when you're not looking for that. As far as your build is very stable, right? Like very beautiful with Venus energy here. Lots of beauty, like very physically attractive, like I said, but Capricorns are known for being a little solid, right? So very solid in your build, but not necessarily, it's not saying that you're in shape or not in shape. It's just something about your structure is very strong, very powerful, especially as the lion represents Leo. So you're very strong and powerful in your physical appearance in a very attractive way. Okay, so let's pull more to see what people find sensual and attractive about you. I am not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like your Moonology deck is kind of giving you a message of it's like it says, be bold and make the first move. Your hard work's paying off, and don't let pride get in your way. That feels like a few sentences, right? It's like a message. So if you are attracting divine counterparts or one specifically, spirit does want you to know that if you're resisting it with conjunction in reverse, don't do something you'll regret, right? Don't, because that's why don't let pride get in the way was very different for me. It's saying don't do something you'll regret in the end with this heartache and loss, especially if you have been very in your power and a very social outside energy and not wanting to be inside. If there's a connection that is incoming, just be mindful that you don't eventually regret this super single energy and outside energy, if that applies. That's a specific message for some of you. Okay, so let's see. Tell me more about Pile 1. Third party, player, indecisiveness, disloyal. You have a lot of options. I told you, it's a bunch. You're just it's like moth to a flame. You're just attracting a lot of people. You're a very hot commodity in these streets, right? So it does, but it does say indecisiveness, disloyal, third party. So like if you're dating around, I feel that energy of, what's that word I'm looking for? Those of you where you may be emotionally unavailable, right? Some of you here are looking for energy and people are deeply attracted to that. And some of you are confused about what you want and people are not attracted to that, but they're still attracted to your other qualities. And then there's others of you that are not really trying to be tied down. And that unavailable energy is pulling people in because they see your potential and they see where you're headed and who you're going to become, especially with that divine energy. So just be mindful of that. Let me see if I can might get 2 more, and then I'll pull from those 3 love-based decks. And one of the decks I have is that erotic sex answer, so we can get the more sensual energy. This thief energy is pulling a song. It's like heartbreaker energy. It says steal, criminal, cheating, ulterior motives. So some of you, your emotional unavailable energy is turning people, is what makes people gravitate towards you. Others of you, it's like just you like you steal people's hearts. And that makes sense with this divine energy, divine feminine, masculine, divine counterpart, period. It just feels like you just steal people's hearts all the time. Like you're a heartbreaker. You don't mean to be all the time. You may not mean to be, but that's your energy. You have this heartbreaker energy and people are attracted to it. So you have birth, pregnancy, new projects, children, new love. So that's not necessarily the pregnancy. That said, something about your energy is very fertile, which makes sense because you do seem to be successful in a lot of areas of life, and that is fertility. But something about you, sometimes you make people want to have children with you, whether you have children or not, whether you intend to have children or not. Something about the way you look and present yourself, people are like, I would definitely have a baby with Pile 1. Okay, so just watch that. And then I guess I should not, I don't know if I can show that. Let me just cover, it's fine. But yeah, definitely it talks about new love. So you're refreshing. Your energy is very refreshing, even in its shadow sense. And I'll put this here on top of it. But you have material or spiritual gifts, magic, presence, and love. So yeah, people are very, very attracted to you. They find you very physically attractive. Something about the eyes here. You have very nice and attractive eyes that pull people in. Some of you have nice hands. I'm seeing here. Something about your hands. You have nice hands. People like your hands. But yeah, you just attract a lot of attention naturally. And I think sometimes the attention you attract makes more people interested, if that makes sense. Like because you have so many people pursuing you and attracted to you, even more people are like, well, let me see what the hype is about Pile 1. So that's what I'm getting. So let's see if I can get some more energy. Hopefully I remember to link that song. Some of you are very good at saying the right things and giving the right gifts to people, right? With Venus and gifts and light and Leo, like Leos are known for being very showboaty. So you may be that way in some instances. And people are really gravitating to you. Like I said, the one thing that I will keep saying, you're like, it's like a moth to a flame with you. Okay? There's 2 cards here. We'll take them both. Tell me more about, okay. See, that's that higher self. It says, no matter how dark or muddy your path may be, trust the guidance of your higher self. Now, these are love-based cards for connections, but I can read them outside of that. Like, you may be very good with kids. That might be why people might like the way you interact with children. They may find that very attractive. Like, that may be what makes people want to have children with you. But this higher self, it is that divine energy, right? Whether divine masculine, feminine, or just a hybrid, you know, they see that, like, you're very in tune with your higher self, whether consciously or not. Because some of you don't feel like you're very developed. Like, the majority of you here are very in your power, but the details that I'm getting are in alignment with a lot of you that are less developed. Because those of you that are truly in your power, all of this mess that's coming through, that's not you. You know that, because you're not, I don't say you're not that interesting. You are. It's just that you don't have all of the drama. You've done your work. You're just pulling in divine counterparts at this point, trying to see who you're going to end up with. But those of you where you're on that journey, whether consciously or not, of being a divine counterpart, you got some ways to go, and some of your shadow aspects are coming through in the pile. But still, this is your confirmation of you being in your divine energy, or at least stepping into it. You've got listen and reflect. I think I talked about patience and appreciation. You're very in your energy. You're not going to move, right? It says sometimes what a person needs is not a wise mind that speaks, but a patient heart that listens, right? Patience. 2 times on the table. You're very patient. Family and friends. Again, that's that energy. People see themselves having a family with you, right? Something about your sexual presence, whether people have been intimate with you or not, that sensual energy you give off, it's an energy of, ooh, I know, like it's kind of that energy of be very careful with how when you may end up with a baby kind of energy, where it applies, right? All of you, it will not apply, but something about that energy, right? But family and friends, the support of family and friends may help strengthen this connection. But something about you, it's very family oriented. People could see themselves having a whole family with you. All right. So let me pull from this deck, and we'll close it out with that Sex Answers Erotic Sex Oracle and see more about what it is that people, and like, I feel bad because this pile is not the pile that you would think will clicking on this thumbnail. So I apologize, but I don't control spirit or the energy, because it's like your milkshake, you know, vibe, right? But like, your milkshake here is just a very high level energy that's stepping in. It's not like, it gets people going physically a lot, to the point where we got like baby making energy on the table, you know, but it's not that physical. So hopefully that deck, we'll take it, will give us more insight. So this is playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And that is that 5th house energy here, that playfulness, that fun. Like, you're very fun, you're very childlike in some instances, like, you're fun, and people like that. But you also, that balance of fun and serious, that religious factors card, it says your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So it's like, you know when to be serious, you know when to be business minded, when to have your good work ethic, right? Because this is in reverse, right? But that's in reverse because of that hermit solitude energy. It's not necessarily saying you don't have a routine anymore. If anything, it confirms the routine. Like, you're very routine and routine based and religious in your energy. right? You're very structured. That patience, that boundary, you have boundaries, and you know when the time is appropriate for what. Okay, there's a time and a place. Past life relationship, you have known each other before. So a lot of the people around you that come in, because you have such this such universal force, this divine energy surrounding you, radiating from you, it's a lot of people from past lives, right? And if you don't believe in that, that's totally fine. But your connections often feel faded. So everyone you date, it feels like faded. It feels like a faded connection. And if that has not been the case, then from this point of the reading going forward, just expect that, especially you underdeveloped individuals where you have this divine higher self energy, but you're not really all the way in it yet, or not halfway through, or not quite, mature. Past life relationship, okay, whether it's one connection or many, you can expect that going forward, this is what you will experience, those faded connections meant to grow and develop you. Yeah. So let me pull from this little deck and see if I can get more physical energy. Where am I gonna, I guess I can do it over here. Tell me about what makes pile one physically attractive, because I have to ask, like, we've got some personality traits, we've got spiritual energy, but let's see physically, because all I know is that you're very physically attractive to the point where people want kids with you on some instances. Like, it's like almost like you steal people's heart, you take their breath away. That's how people see you, at least from a romantic perspective. So let's see, tell me what makes pile one physically attractive. Please be appropriate for YouTube. I didn't think this through in using this deck. See, exactly. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It's fine. Try new things. So there is a backside there. People really like your backside, okay? For sure. And the hands again. I see hands. So one or both. Your hands or your bum. We have orgasmics in reverse. That's that teasing energy I got from the beginning, like that restraint, that resistance, that pullback. When it comes to your mouth, your lips, people find that very attractive too. But something about that teasing energy, you control the pace. You force a patience even when people are trying to move quickly. Like, something about your energy, you control a pace and you hold back. And in some instances, especially as it relates to people that you've been intimate with, they like that you can go for long periods of time before release, okay? And then breaking the rules. So we've got religious again, breaking the rules, but it's still a religious. They like that religious side of you. They like how you have again, with this teasing energy and this orgasmic in reverse, they like how reserved you are. Some of you are very reserved, possibly even conservative in the way that you carry yourself. And that's probably why we didn't get that much physical energy, because you carry yourself in a very restrained way, if that makes sense. But especially as it relates to your divine energy, that just makes people more intrigued, okay? Especially with breaking the rules. Like, you give people naughty thoughts. And something about your energy is you're non-traditional with breaking rules. Like, you're very different from the average person, which makes sense with the divine energy radiating from you. But something about that balance you have. So you're very religious and structure-based and routine-based in some instances, but you're very rebellious with breaking the rules and the playfulness energy in other instances. Oh my gosh, my candle is going crazy. Give me a moment. Y'all, I don't even know, like, something about y'all's energy is like super hot, and I'm not even, I had to go put this candle out. Like, y'all look at this candle. I had to go put this candle out. That's not happened before. I'm like, I turned to my left and like I looked, and literally the flame was like 4 inches tall. Like, it wasn't like, it hadn't gotten to the part where it was gonna like actually start a fire, and it's not in a position where it can start one, but y'all, something about your energy is really hot, really big. Again, there's a lot of Leo energy on the table, so fire. But let me What's at the bottom? Must have you soon. So I don't know if that's passion and someone specific, because again, it is divine energy. Maybe this is a specific person that it's coming through for, because we do have divine counterpart energy, but we're looking to see what makes you attractive. And I did emphasize the physical, but someone is hot, like literally burning for you to the point where I'm like, please don't start a fire. Don't start a fire. So let me pull, I'll pull one more and we'll take the bottom there. But that was like something told me, I think I heard it. I don't know if you could hear it. Maybe I heard it and I just turned to my left and I'm like, what is happening over there? Yes. So tell me more about what makes Pile 1 attractive. Got mixed signals. That's that hard to get energy, right? That hard to get energy, that controlling of the pace and slowing things down and being hot and cold. So some of you are underdeveloped and you're being hot and cold with the kind of player energy and not knowing what you want. Do you want a relationship? Do you want to be in the streets? Others of you, you're hot and cold and maybe even a specific connection, but you tease and you play hard to get, and that does it for a lot of people, okay? You do have surrender. With the blindfolds, it's like people don't know what they're going to get with you, right? They just have to let go because you control the cadence, you control the pace of your connections, okay? When you're dealing with people on a romantic level, you just have to let go and just do whatever, okay? Now, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for you, Pile 1. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, Pile 2, if you selected the peanut butter or caramel thing, hold on, give me a second. Trying to get my life together. If you selected the peanut butter or caramel, it could be either one, flavored milkshake. I almost said smoothie. Some of you may like smoothies. This is your reading. So let's see. I know the thumbnail says your milkshake vibe, but we're really looking to see what your seductive, sensual energy is and what makes you attractive to people that would pursue you romantically, okay? So let me get a keyword. I feel like you, Pile 2, you're a distraction for people. Like, people often find that you are a distraction, because I started the reading and then I got immediately distracted with other things happening around me. And I feel like that is what you do to people. Like, you are a distraction. So let's see what's happening here with Pile 2. What makes you attractive? What's your productive, sensual energy? Pile 1 was fun. So let's see what we get here. Oh, there's 2. Okay. So we've got grace and pride. I heard the word sophisticated. You have a very sophisticated energy. You may come across as a bit stiff, right? As a bit stiff, but like, people like that. Like, they like very and like pride and very like head held high and just like very graceful in your energy and just the way you maneuver this life. Like, that's how people see you. And then truth. So you're probably very honest, especially with bittersweet nightshade. You may have a bit of an abrasive energy, but people like that, because even in your honesty, like, even if you're a bit abrasive or harsh with the way that you communicate, it's still very graceful. You're the type, like, you know how they say you're reading somebody and like, you're the type to very politely offend somebody. Like, if someone's doing something and they need to be called out, you're the one that says it in such a polite way that they're mad, but they can't really be hostile, because you were, one, honest, but 2, the way you said it was so graceful, right? It was so elegant, the way that you called someone out, that now at the point of them reacting, especially, it'll always come across as an overreaction. Even if you may be wrong? Like, did you need to say what you said? Did you need to use those words? It was still said in such a graceful tone or with such graceful verbiage that it's like now if they get mad, they're overreacting to other people, right? That's the energy you have. And like the people that are not on the receiving end of that, or maybe they look at that in like kind of an admiration. Sometimes when you do that to people, it turns them on. Like you're the type, Pal, when you get mad at a romantic partner, like you start using like what we call your HR voice. Like you'll start using your HR voice and your HR text, and that's the way that you'll communicate with them until you're no longer upset. Like it becomes very formal. That's the word. And like people can tell when you're mad, especially because you become very formal, right? Very professional in your communication. It's almost like, okay, let me just restrain myself before I get into trouble. Let me make sure the way that I'm communicating with these people is very professional and structured so that maybe, since they're hard of comprehension, maybe they'll understand if I word it this way. Like that's the way that you come across to people, and the people that are attracted to you, especially romantically, they admire that quality. So just that way. And even your mannerisms, it's very I hate to say I'm better than you, but sometimes you have an energy of I'm better than you, and people like it. So if it works for you, that's great. Like that's great. Like usually it doesn't work, but for you it works. The whole prideful I'm better than people energy that you have, Pasu, it actually works for you. I'm actually hearing because there's some truth to it. For the most part, you tend to be better people. That's funny. Y'all, when I read these, I like to do these personality-based readings, definitely put in the comments if you have any other ones that you want me to do, because when I do these personality-based readings to see how my subscribers come across to other people, it's always hilarious for me. Just so we're on the same page. Like it's hilarious. I love to see how you interact with people in the world, and how to is already fun. It's funny. So let me see what I can get for what makes you attractive and what's your seductive energy. I'm hearing people like when you're mean to them. Like that's not to knock this over. You might even give like a little flirtatious nudge every now and then to people that you're dating. Like I just did the stand. So let's see, Pal-Tu, tell me. Might not be able to get it. Let's see, Pal-Tu, tell me what makes you third eye chakra. The frequency of third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. So something about purple, it may be your favorite color. Some of you may be wearing purple right now. Just something about purple is standing out to me. That said, this truth, you always know what you're talking about. You may not be very nice about, you're always graceful, but you may not be nice about your truth or the truth that you're speaking, but you know, you usually know exactly what you're talking about, right? And you have a lot of foresight. Some of you may be psychic, right? Even if you're not deeply intuitive, whether you realize it or not, you kind of have that foresight. So people like that you can kind of see outcomes, right? Like you can kind of forecast what's going to happen. Like sometimes like that grace, that pride, the way that you call people out, it's like, listen, if you don't stop doing this, I already can see where this is headed. You're the person that will give people advice. Like, listen, you're telling me you're having this issue, but I'm telling you right now, if you don't nip it, this is where you'll be in a month. And then they have to come back and tell you, yeah, you were right, because that's the energy you have. But people find that very attractive, right? That you always know what you're talking about. And with this being the third eye, the psychic eye, you may be, you may have very nice, attractive eyes. So people kind of, I did say earlier you were a distraction. So something about your eyes, you're very, very attractive in your eyes, okay, physically. So let's see what is at the bottom. Heart chakra, fourth house. So, okay, you might have a nice chest area as well, right? You might be wearing green, or green's your favorite color. I don't know why I'm calling out the colors, but it was definitely the case with purple. I'm realizing that, like, that is a whole purple card. But Your heart chakra. So you, again, even when you're honest and like you're harsh, you still maybe that's why it works. People can tell that you're that way because you care. You care, like you're very concerned. Like, so when you give advice and the way you speak to each other, you care, right? So especially if you get mad at your partner and you start using your HR voices because you're holding back how hurt you are or how upset you are, right? To avoid further conflict. So it says the frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and body. So yeah, you may be a little abrasive, you may be a little mean sometimes in your speaking, but it doesn't mean that you care about the people any less. Like, you will literally hurt somebody's feelings, and it doesn't mean that you're done with them or that you don't care. If anything, it's the opposite. Like, if you didn't care, you wouldn't engage, right? And that people find that deeply attractive. But definitely your eyes and your chest area physically, for sure, are qualities that people admire, right, about you. So I'm going to set this here because I think that's what I did in pile 1. And then I'm going to grab this tarot deck and we're going to get some more energy. Tell me about pile 2. What makes pile 2 attractive to people? And what is the seductive energy? I separated this deck, so I don't know why it's sticking now. There we go. One more. Okay. All right, pile 2. Tell me, what about you? This one really wants to speak to us, so I'll let it. Let's see. Yeah, 8 of Wands. You're very quick with it. It's all about your communicate, like your eyes and your chest area physically. I'm like scratching my crystal. But you're very quick with it. So people are attracted to your knowledge, to your wisdom, to your mind, and the way you speak. I know this is the 8 of Wands, but that accelerated motion is quick with it. Some of you might, with third eye and all of that, like I'm looking at the stars and everything, maybe you study astrology. People think that's a cute, unique quality about you. But accelerated motion. So some of you, even though you're graceful and you're honest, you move very quick. So some of you move very quickly, okay? And that stems over to your mind and your communication styles. You're very quick with it. Quick on your feet, quick with decision making, quick with reacting. You're very quick in reacting where you need to. Okay? But here we are with that distraction, right? You're a distraction. Sometimes it might be that accelerated motion. You may be a distraction based on the way that you move and flow through spaces. Okay? And there's that purple again. Granted, this whole deck is primarily purple, but still, something about purple is calling out to me for you, pile 2. Let me know what that is. And your cards are not jumping completely out. They're just throwing themselves into my hand. So I don't know what that's all about. So yeah, this is my psychic pile. Yeah, whether you realize it or not, right? The heart space, the third eye, some astrology influences. This is the high priestess, the intuition, number 2, like the number you selected. Yeah, definitely my psychic pile. This is 12th house energy. It's Pisces energy ruled by Neptune, of the hidden things, of the occult, of things that are hidden from you, aspects of yourself, aspects of others. So you may be able to see in people the things that they don't see in themselves. You can see other people's potential. You can see other people's limitations. And that's part of why you hurt people's feelings, is because you can see where they could improve and be better. Like, you're like, a lot of the people around you, you may have placements in their 12th house, even if not, right? You have a heavily intuitive energy, whether you're psychic, study astrology, study the occult, all of the stuff, right? Deeply spiritual and or religious. You can kind of offer up advice to people, and it's the truth. It's not like you're being super judgmental, even though you are. You're judgmental with a cause, right? And like, if people would take your advice, they actually would be better off. And that's what makes you so arrogant with that prideful card, is that if people would just listen to you, they'd be better off. So let's see what else. A lot of communication though, right? Because even though the high priestess is not like it's water, it's still communication on the higher realms in the deeper aspects of your psyche, right? So you've got moving on. This is the Six of Swords, and that does reaffirm the message that I was giving of if people would just take your advice, they'd be better off. And they realize that at the end of their journey, at the end of whatever situation. So they'll come to you at the beginning of a situation with an issue, and then either they'll take your advice or they won't. And then at the end, they realize, yeah, I should have listened to Pal too, or I did, and I'm glad I did. I do not mean to gas you up because some of y'all are out of control and some of you do need to be reeled in a little bit. And I feel like I'm not helping. I feel like I'm confirming, like, yes, people should listen to me all the time. Thank you, Onyx. That's what I feel like the energy is right now for the pile. And I don't want to encourage that. But here we are, right? But yes, the journey, the Six of Swords, from hardship to a better way, moving beyond that, okay? And people also like that you practice what you preach and that you move beyond any issues with grace and elegance. Like you don't wallow and struggle for very long, because you move very quickly. As soon as you assess that this is something that's not working, or that this is something that's going to be very difficult or bad or a setback, you quickly adjust, right? Because you have that foresight, whether you realize it or not. Definitely the way that you move though. Definitely the way that you move. People like the way that you walk. Like your walk is very graceful. Okay, I don't know if you realize it, but your walk is very graceful. Even if you walk very quickly, it's like a very graceful speed that you have. And I do feel like the high priestess being intuition, that's the eyes again. So very piercing eyes that can look through people's soul. Okay, at the bottom, we have material harvest. Okay, something about your spirituality and pray because and faith, because this looks like a prayer of gratitude. So something, you're very grateful for all that you've achieved. If you've achieved whatever you've achieved, if whatever level you're at, you're grateful for it. And people admire that. So while you have this sharp, arrogant side, you're as humble in some instances as you are arrogant, right? So with that material harvest, and you always tend to have, you're very stable, you have exactly what you need, and people love that about you, especially romantic partners, because it makes them comfortable and confident, because one, you have the wit to go out and achieve anything in this world, and you've already begun to find some sort of stability surrounding that. Okay, definitely the case. Very independent and self-assured energy here coming through for the pile. So let's pull from these astrology-based oracle decks. The hands are here as well. You may have like a very, I think I mentioned like exactly as I knock the stand again, like swatting people playfully. You may be very handsy with your romantic partners, and they like that. Like that's the sensuous, like, don't touch me, pal too. You know where this is gonna get hit. You know where it's headed if you touch me. That's the energy that I get from your people that are interested in you romantically. Like that's your seductive quality. Okay. Let's see. Tell me more about what makes pal two. Listen. I mentioned physical qualities. I mentioned your key physical qualities, but pal two, I mean, you may be Virgo or Gemini, right, with Mercury, or you may just be an air sign, because communication is air. It's an air-based quality. So that would be, again, Gemini, it would be Libra, and it would be Aquarius. So those signs, along with Pisces is here, but Pisces is on that Virgo axis, is Virgo Pisces axis. But yeah, communication. It says think, learn, network, communicate. So people just love your mind and how your mind works and how you communicate, right? The way you interact with people, for better, for worse. Something about the way you communicate. It could be the way you sound. Some of you may be writers. Some of you may be speakers, singers, all of the things associated with communication and sound, right? You may do those things, and people find it deeply alluring. That's the word, okay? So let's see what's at the bottom. The North Node, destined to have. So something about you and the way you maneuver this world feels like you're always truth, right? You're always on the right path. And it's probably because you have that deeply intuitive, psychic, highly intelligent energy. You always know exactly what to do, where to go, and you're always seeming to be in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. You are always right. You know, I made the joke, and I was halfway joking because it's half true. You're always right. You always know what to do. You're rarely wrong because for whatever reason, maybe it's because of this psychic energy here, you're always where you're supposed to be. And you can't be wrong as long as you're walking in your north node. You can't, because you're destined to have in that space. You're destined to be successful in that space. So let me pull from this other deck and tell me more about what makes. Some of you have nice hair, right? I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. It's a thing. So tell me more about pile 2. What makes them attractive? What's their sensual, seductive energy coming through for pile 2? I guess I'll take that one too since it wants to be seen, and we'll look at the bottom. Yeah, so look at all, listen, this deck is not like, look at all of the colors, right? So purple is purple. Like, I mean, maybe it's because of the psychic energy, which is like third eye and crown chakra energy. It could be why, but something about the color purple. And we also have this is a deck about like dragons and butterflies that I naturally use, but you got the purple one. But here's another butterfly, and there are butterflies here, right? So have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent. People feel like you're just on the brink of something, right? You're just now at the beginning. At the point in which you get this reading, people see you're chasing some sort of a dream, and that's inspiring. So it's all about your internal qualities, like your mentality, your intelligence, your communication style, your psychic ability. People see that, and that's what they find deeply sensual and seductive about you. Like, have faith, you're on your north node. Like, people deeply admire that you're on your path, and that is attracting romantic suitors for you. Okay, it definitely is. That's what's attractive, is your kind of go-getter energy, right? Especially with that Six of Swords, that moving on and moving forward, and time for healing, right? That purple energy again, right? So like, you taking the space and always making sure that you have what you need, right? Having the foresight to know what you need in advance. Like, you always know what you need, and you also know what other people need. And again, with the time for healing, you are probably, maybe that's the psychic energy, a healer. Something about your energy is deeply healing, even at its harshest, right? It's tough love. You have very, very healing energy. So let's see at the bottom. I'm not even, listen, don't ask me anything else about your physical qualities. The eyes, for sure. Your duality, your dual nature. But here we are with Mercury-based energy again, Gemini. I said this air energy. The answers you need are coming. That's that communication. So this is third house. Third house. The number 3 may be relevant for you with that third eye. Like, communication. That's the house of communication that is ruled by Gemini. House 3. Okay. And so with the answers you need are coming, you always have an answer. You can always find an answer. You can always find a solution, right? Those are the redeeming qualities. And again, you can see eye to eye with people, even in the tough love situations. But like I said, it is the energy of, and I'm getting with the twins here for Gemini, people can often find some aspect of you that mirrors them, for better, for worse. Like, something about you people often see and project things onto you, aspects of themselves. Probably this deeply spiritual psychic energy coming through. So yeah, like, you always have an answer for people, even if they're not looking for one. And you don't even have to directly communicate with people. People often learn something about themselves just by being in your presence. Okay. And that's that dual nature as well. But the eyes definitely matter. Some of you may actually be a twin. I could see that. Okay. Let me put this here. Let's start pulling from these other decks. So I have 3 decks. I have Melanin Pop, the two love-based ones, and then I have the erotic sex answers oracle, so we can get more of the seductive energy. But I definitely did mention the eyes and the chest, and I'm not gonna lie, because she's staring off and like there's an emphasis on her chest area there. I don't have to block it because it's not prominent for YouTube. But yeah, so let me see. Wild cards at the bottom. That's that Gemini, flexible, adaptive, kind of not really knowing what they're going to get with you because you adapt to what your environments and your circumstances. Keeping things interesting. You mentally stimulate your partners. Like they are never bored. Okay? So tell me about what makes Pile 2 attractive. Thank you. I'm like dropping stuff. And I already know what this is. So voodoo. Magic, practice, power, spell work, beliefs, and rituals. Listen, this is my spiritual, religious, psychic, practitioner pile. The end. Whether you're in that or not, even if you're just super analytical, even if you're super just intuitive and you're not really interested in or invested in anything, you don't have a routine or religion, doesn't matter. That's your energy, right? And look at those piercing eyes, right? A very mystical. This is my mystical pile. Your energy is very mystical. That's why you have pride, grace, and truth. Like there's always something about you feels divine and like mystical. That's the word of that's your word. That's your keyword. Okay. Oh, and the thing that I wanted to say about the Gemini is that you remind people of someone. Like something about you is oddly familiar. And that's that energy. That's that energy. So I want to get one more and we'll take the bottom. Tell me more about the seductive energy. Your sensual energy is mystical. It might actually scare people. Like people are afraid of you and your energy. You're like, especially your sensual energy, they're afraid of you. Trapped, exactly. Like I don't know, something like being stuck, being tied in and can't get away from you. Not that you are doing spell work, some of you might be, but this isn't an energy of that. It feels like people kind of get sucked in. I mentioned that you at the beginning of your pile that you're a distraction, like something about getting stuck, right? Like you get people stuck. When people get pulled into your energy, it's hard for them to get away, right? Imprisonment, caught, blocked, cornered, stuck. Like they feel trapped by your allure, by your energy. They feel captivated and captured. Okay. Like you have people at the palm of your hand once you get them. And soulmate. Let me see if I can. Here we go. Maybe I can. Come on. It's like it's not very clear, right? Yeah, destiny, connection, love, unconditional, and compatibility, right? Like you look at that, right? Look at the hands. I said having someone's heart in the palm of your hands and like tied up. Look at the strings, right? It's like people feel like they're going to get stuck. Like they feel stuck and captivated by you. And it's kind of scary as it relates to energy. Okay, so let's see. Tell me more about pile 2. But your eyes are the like the key to the soul. Like your eyes are the biggest thing for people. Okay. Let's see. Tell me more about what makes pile 2 attractive. What's the seductive energy? Look at that ecstasy. It says your partner elevates your mind, body, and soul. This feeling of pleasure is electrifying. Did it not, like the lighting get warmer? I use natural light, so this is a shifting of the sun, but this is it, right? This is the energy, right? The ecstasy. People feel ecstasy. Like you get people really going, just so we're clear. Like that 8 of Wands, right? And this ecstasy, like you get people truly going, like they can't control their sensations. And like I said, we have to keep it clean for YouTube, but it does say elevates mind, body, and soul. It's like you're electrifying, right? Your energy. Interesting. And like I said, trap, that's that, because the, intuition card, the high priestess, that's 12th house energy. It does rule like prisons and institutions. So people feel like stuck and trapped in a best way, in the most horrifying way. by your energy. So you might have like a darker energy that pulls people in. Like your energy is not for the faint of heart. Tell me more about pile 2. Yeah, exactly. Control issues. By trying to control the situation, you'll only slow down your answered prayers. Let the divine take the lead. So you do have a bit of a controlling energy, and people do like it. You're probably, especially in romantic connections, very possessive. Like people feel like you're very possessive in romantic connections, but they do find it attractive because they feel desired, if that makes sense. It's scary, but they feel desired, okay? You have clarity. Someone finally sees the answer that was always right in front of their eyes. The vision is clear. Therefore, what is to come shall be clear too. So clarity, that's that truth. That's all of that Mercury, Gemini energy coming through, that Pisces energy coming through. So your key signs here, Pisces, Gemini for sure. Okay? For sure. But that clarity, right? You're very clear in what it is you want, how you're feeling, what you expect, and just in your communication and expression. Like everything about you is very clear. Like the word is transparent, right? You're very transparent. Okay? And people find that very attractive. So let me pull from this last one, and then I'll get right into the erotic sex answers oracle to see more about that sensual energy. But everything about you is mystical and sensual and sexual. Like people feel like you would tie them up and never let them leave. But at the same time, while it's horrifying, it feels like people still want that. Like it's like a vampire energy, right? Like not like an energy vampire, but like, you know, that kind of energy. Let me see. Tell me more about pile 2. What makes them attractive and what's seductive about them? Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. It's fine. It'll stabilize at some point. But look at that clingy energy though. He's on a swing and she's got him. It's like really possessive, very flirtatious, very playful. Like again, it's like cat and mouse a little bit. Like you have that playful energy. It's like, come on, like you lure people in. Like again, that distraction, right? Ooh, especially as it relates to like your partners, like in connections or people you're dealing with, especially intimately, you are a distraction. You're the type to distract somebody from something they're supposed to be doing with your very flirtatious and playful and desire for intimacy, right? Like you want someone's attention, so you'll get their attention, right? In any sensual way. You deserve love. You are lovable, okay? Like Cupid's arrow. Like people feel shot in the heart interacting with you, okay? And you make people feel very loved. Like something about the way you interact with people romantically, they feel loved. It's probably this possessive, mystical energy, but you make people feel deeply loved and valued. Okay, pile 2. So let me, deeply desired as well. So let's hop right into this. I'm gonna get a good shuffle, and then we'll get to work on this erotic sex answers oracle, so we can see more about your sensual energy that you give off. But I'm getting bondage, I'm getting possessive, I'm getting grabbing and flirtatious, lots of touchy-feely energy from you that people really like. So let me put this down and see what this is. Worth waiting. That's that teasing energy. That's familiar, right? Playful, worth waiting. So you're back, right? People like the way you look from behind, especially your walk. Like people watch you walk from behind. And something about you feel like a catch, like worth waiting. So if people can get their hands on you, it's like magic, right? Like your romantic partners are like, I can't wait to get pile 2 home. Especially if you're all touchy-feely and flirtatious and playful in settings where you shouldn't be, right? I'm trying not to drop the whole deck. So you do have ready for a booty call, which I don't know if I can show that card. And then you also have satisfaction. So I'll do this, do that. And booty, the word, having that word here, I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. I should be able to, but that's another side. So like something about you, you're probably very curvy or solid or very shapely for whatever gender you identify as, because we've got back, we've got like the back side, we've got like chest area, piercing eyes, something about just the face in general, especially when you close your eyes. Your partners may watch you sleep, but it's like there's something deeply satisfying about having to wait to be intimate with you, and then it happens, and just feeling very satisfied. Like that's how your partners see you intimately. Okay. So let me see if I can get more. Tell me more about pile 2. There's someone else. That's that possessive energy. Might be that flirtatious, hot for you, can't show that. Like, you may be jealous natured, and your partners, you may do things to make your partners jealous, and that's part of the foreplay, but that's what kind of gets them. I knew this was gonna come out. I'll take the bottom after this, right? Bondage, right? That imprisonment, that tie. There's some bondage here too with that soulmate card. So like, yeah, like that bondage, that tied up, tied down, your mind energy, that possessive, makes your person feel deeply desired. It's scary, but they feel deeply desired, your partners, when you're engaging them romantically, okay? Take the initiative. You may be very direct, right? Very clear, very dominant with control issues, but these are qualities that, again, they're a little scary for your partners, but at the same time, they like it, okay? They like to be afraid. I don't know. It's different. It is different. But that is all I have for you today, pile 2. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile 3. If you selected the chocolate milkshake, then this is your reading. So when I was cleansing the decks and resetting for you, I felt and heard the words breath of fresh air. So people really see you as that, especially when people are really attracted to you on a romantic level, and when they're like feeling seduced by you, like you're a breath of fresh air. I don't know what that means yet, but we will see. So let me dive right into your reading. Let's get a few words to see what's going on with pile 3. You can see what makes the chocolate milkshake attractive, right? Let's see. You have a very expansive energy based on your cards. Let's see. Oh, 3, tell me about what makes you attractive and your seductive energy. 2, oh, that's cute. So something about you've got a very sweet and innocent energy, right? Very innocent energy. And so maybe that's the breath of fresh air. It's kind of like people want to like corrupt you and like take your innocence in some instances. It's just like that innocent vibe you give off. It really pulls people in, okay? And that's actually the unicorn crystal. I'm just now acknowledging that it's on the table. Love. Oh, that's sweet. So innocence and love. So like you have very loving energy. You just radiate love and innocence, and people are just deeply attracted to that and seduced by that energy. This is my pure pile. That's sweet. Tranquility. Yeah, exactly. So just very tranquil, easygoing, innocent, possibly very like this is what people consider to be green, possibly naive, just very lovable and loving. Might be a little too trusting. Like this is an energy of someone that people would want to deeply protect. Okay. So yeah, definitely like a little too easygoing in some instances, right? But innocent, loving, and very tranquil. Love the vibe. That's why I got breath of fresh air. It's a very relaxing energy I stepped into before even starting the pile. As I was resetting, it was getting calmer by the moment. So I love that energy for you. So let's see. Just be mindful, because sometimes while there's people out there that are very protective of individuals with that energy, there's also those that prey and are predatory and take advantage of that energy. So let's see. Tell me about pile 3 and what makes them attractive and seductive. Okay. Tell me about pile 1. There's 2 here. Integration, communication. Okay, so integration says the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. And then you have communication, which is the frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, as though our heart, the center of our truth, but through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. So you move from your heart, right? Innocence and love. You move from your heart and you communicate as such, and like you merge with people very easily, right? And so you're very transparent. So like you may have one of those no filter personality types, not in like a negative perspective or a mean perspective, but you may say things without thinking, or you may just say very innocent things, like, but you're very easy to merge with another, and people can tell that you're very receptive, right? You have a very receptive energy to the point where you're possibly easy to influence or mold. So just be mindful of that energy, okay? So let's see, transition. Yeah, very adaptive, very flexible. It says the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. You're very adaptive, you're very flexible, very fluid, very tranquil, very go with the flow, easy going. And that's, like I said, just be mindful that people don't take advantage of that. But people are deeply attracted to that. They find it very sensible, sensual how agreeable you are. Sensible may be a word that people use to describe you often. But yeah, very easygoing, relaxed, like people see you as kind of like an ideal partner. They won't get too much pushback from you. I won't say that you're a pushover because that's not all of you. There's always a polarity here, right? So on the furthest end of this side of the spectrum, some of you are very easy to take advantage of, be a pushover, very naive, very green, and easily manipulated. On the other end, it just means that you're very chill. You have a very soft vibe. You're very loving. You may have boundaries, but you may still have that innocent vibe, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's pull the tarot and see what makes you attractive to other people and what your sensual and seductive energy is. Okay, I want to get a good shuffle. Okay. Well, look at that. Love twice on the table, because harmony, which is also very tranquil energy, is the lovers, right? Number 6, the lovers. So you've got love, tranquility, harmony, and the lovers. You love to communicate and integrate and bond and interact with people. You have a very merging vibe. You like to connect with people, right? So when you have a partner, especially romantically, people are very attracted to you and they find it seductive because, especially if you connect with someone, right? Like if you're connecting, like you're interested in them romantically as well, you merge without even realizing. Like you'll merge quickly, right? With someone without even realizing that you've done it, because like they'll see it in your eyes, like it like in the eye contact. That's how it is, okay? So let's see, very pure energy. Let me see if I can get 2 more about my pile 3 here. 5, financial and material changes. That's that transition. That's that adaptive energy of, and it might be something with hands, but shifting and changing and being very fluid. You have very fluid energy, and something about you, you have 6, 5, and then 4, 3 here in transition. It's like a countdown, like a winding down. Like you have a very, like your wind, something about you when you wind down or how you wind down does it for people. okay? But this is that adaptive energy, right? Harmony, balance, shifting, changing. I want to get another card to describe you, what people find attractive about. Oops, sorry. Let me see if I can get. You're very clear about when you're lacking and what you're desiring. Like it might be that innocence. Like when you you're very honest and aware of your shortcomings, and you don't hide them, and you don't feel like it's something that makes you less than. So like that innocence, like you may say when you're like struggling with something and communicate it very clearly, expecting someone to support you. Whether or not that happens, it's just like you're very transparent. Like, you know how children don't know any other way but to express when they're in discontent, like when they're not happy, when they're not getting what they need, like babies cry. Kind of like your energy, like you may do that. You may cry, like if you're not getting what you need, it becomes like your most innocent side really comes out when you're out of balance and when things aren't working out for you. Like you may get deeply emotional and very down when things, right? That's that energy coming through where I said people really want to take care of you and nurture you and protect you. That's where that energy is coming from. I'm seeing with that Five of Pentacles there. So let me see if I can get one more and we'll take the bottom. Tell me more about pile 3. What makes them attractive? Okay, positive movement forward. That is the 8 of Pentacles. I love that follows this 5 of Pentacles, because while we have that energy of like that response I said of being very down, one thing about it, doesn't matter, you're not going to stay there very long. With this harmony, this balance, that is Gemini energy. Okay, and you do have communication as well, but that is Gemini energy of finding the balance, right? And having two contrasting sides. Like it's kind of like a dual-sided situation, like a two-faced. Like you do have that very innocent side, but once you get pushed down to like not rock bottom, but like if you're in a bad situation, that 8 of Pentacles, you're very capable, right? People know you're very capable of getting yourself out of whatever negative, low vibrational situation you're in that 5 of Pentacles, because the 8 of Pentacles is an affirmation of skills. And those 2 pentacles beside the Lover show someone that is very capable physically and materially, okay? Like even though there's this innocence and this purity and this naivety about you, like when the going gets rough, like you get going, right? So you do what you have to do. And at the bottom, you do have that 2 of, sorry, I'm trying to like clean it up. You have the 2 of Wands, the waiting game. You're very patient, right? Like you have a very receptive energy just based on this card and this depiction of it. But you also know how to get things going, because the 2 of Wands talks about when you've established a concept and you're getting ready to start a creative endeavor, and you have that in you. Like you're good at kind of getting things ready to go for a creative endeavor, but you're also very patient about knowing when and how to strike with that 8 of Pentacles. So very good energy coming through for you. I'll put this here. And with people. So, and this is that dual-sided, right? Because I find that when you flip it over and back again, it's like something about this balancing energy, something about you juggle things, right? So that's very interesting to come through. And especially with the hands here. Something about the way you juggle things with your hands. People find that attractive. So I don't know if you just work with your hands, or if you're very expressive with your hands, or if you do things, but people find that deeply attractive. Let me see. I'm going to pull from these astrology-based oracle decks and get more. This is a really easygoing energy. Like this is a very calm energy coming through for this pile. Okay. Got 2, and I'll take the bottom. Square. I'm not gonna lie. Some people think you're a square. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't even talk like that, but that's the first thing I saw. So some of you have that energy, but people like that. Like something about like people, they want to corrupt you. Like they want to see like they with all of this duality here. They feel like there's another side of you that most people don't get to see, that they want to corrupt you. Like that's kind of the energy that comes through with people that are romantically attracted to you, or just your seductive energy. They think that like that innocent thing that you have is kind of a, some people think that that's truly how you are, like very naive, very green. Other people think it's just the act, the facade, and they're like, I want to see the other side of pile 3, right? A 90-degree angle, right? So it says a challenging situation, a mountain to climb. They see you as a challenge. So I don't know if you know like the story, the movie, like, and I feel like I've seen recently on Netflix some modern takes on it, but Cruel Intentions, like that character, like Reese Witherspoon's character, that's how people see you. Like that's how people see you, and that's kind of like the seductive energy a little bit. That character, right? Fixed, right? So fixed signs are Taurus, Leo. I almost said Libra. Could be a relevant sign, but Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And it says stability, persistence, loyalty, dependability. They do see you as very loyal and dependable, but like again, people want to corrupt you, just like in that plot of Cruel Intentions. That's the vibe I'm getting from you based on your cards. Yin. So I'm not gonna lie, there's a pile, and I won't say which one, that had a heavy divine masculine presence. And the moment I pulled these 3 cards, I was very surprised that integration and communication came out, because I expected the divine feminine card to come out with the energy that was coming through. I'm not gonna lie. And so when the Lovers came out, I'm like, love. I didn't want to call it out, but now here we are with the yin, right? This is the feminine energy, right? This is the receptive side. This is ironically enough, it's not doing the thing. Let's see, there it is. And it says intuition. It's a busy card to begin with, if we're being honest, but it says intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. Okay, yin. So that is the energy, very in feminine energy, not necessarily like it is divine, but almost some of you in this pile are 2 in your feminine some of you are 2 in your feminine aspect, and may need to balance that out with this harmony and this waiting game. Like they need to balance that out a little bit, but again, that's not the majority of you. That's just like a handful that are on the extreme end of the polarity. A lot of you are just deeply feminine, deeply in your receptive energy, deeply in your patient energy, your stable, deeply into your integration aspect, right? Where you're very open and receptive and ready to integrate with other people. Okay, so let me pull from this other deck. Very trusting, right? Because it does say intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. So tell me more about pile 3's seductive energy. We have Taurus here 3 times, actually, because it is on this yin card, right? Because we've got Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, Virgo, Capricorn, and Pisces. And then here we've got Taurus, and it's also on the fixed card. So you may have Taurus placements, or you may have a very Venus Taurus energy, which is also divine feminine energy, right? So your dreams need a practical plan. You may not be rooted, like you may be deeply spiritual. You may some of you on the furthest end of the spectrum, like I said, need to be rooted, need to be grounded in reality and in your physical, right? Especially if you're lacking financially and materially, like you don't have a stable living situation or financial situation, like you're not very stable materially. You need to start working on that and stabilizing your energy. That's those of you on that furthest end of that spectrum. Now, those of you that are in your balanced energy, people see you as very, like I said, that Cruel Intentions, Reese Witherspoon character, that fixed energy, that goody two shoes, kind of like what people say, a square. That's funny. I'm sorry. That's hilarious. That's a hilarious term. But you know what I mean? Like that's how people see you, like that very pure virginal energy, right? Even though it's Taurus. Some people, again, furthest end of that spectrum, they do feel like you need to stabilize your energy, though, because even square is a challenging situation, a mountain to climb. So if you are having issues, it's because you're likely too rooted in your receptive energy, you're too fluid, you lack stability and routine. Maybe ground your energy. Now, that's just those of you on that end. Everybody else, you may be a little fixed, you're fixed in some ways, but you're very flowy in other ways. And you know what I mean because you know yourself. But yeah, your dreams need a practical plan. Taurus. People do see you as an asset though, because the second house, which is ruled by Taurus, is assets. It's stability. It's stable. It's like having everything you need. Like you are the type of partner that would make sure that your partner has everything that they need, material, financially, like love wise. Like you are like the ultimate nurturer. That's how people see you. Like they see you and they see a happy home, right? They see a happy home. So let's see what's at the bottom. Emotions are running high, supermoon. So some of you people see you as deeply emotional, deeply feeling. I saw that, for better, for worse. And like you also get people going. Emotions are running high. That's how people come across with you. You get people going like that goody two shoes angel energy that you have. Like again, people want to corrupt you from a romantic sensual perspective, and like they definitely like they fantasize about it. Like you get them going. They're like, look at Power 3 walking around all innocent. Like I'm telling you, I could corrupt that. Like that's the vibe that you give off. Okay. So let me start pulling. I have Melanin Pop, and then I have the 2 love-based decks, and then I will get into the sex answers, erotic sex oracle, to get more physical. But I think I mentioned hands, and that came out in a couple of piles. But here we are here. So maybe you have dainty, delicate, very soft hands or whatnot, but something like the hands, okay? Let's see if I would like a good shuffle if I can get one. Let's see. Some of you, like, it's not even just that people are like attracted. People want to hold hands with you. Like you have that energy, like that's sweet and loving and innocent and vibe. People want to hold hands with you. That's what, like, people that are interested in you romantically, they just feel like you're the person they want to walk around and hold your hand. Okay. So Pile 3, tell me more about what makes you attractive to people and your seductive energy. That's 2 that are coming out. 3, I'll take them. Let's see. So right here, we've got time apart, boundaries, no contact, give me space. So I feel those of you that are on the furthest end, you may lack boundaries. And those of you, and people like that, you cling. And those of you where you're not, where you're in harmony, you're fixed, you have stuff to do, you're innocent, like you're loving and everything. But because you come across as someone that's very rigid and innocent and about their business and whatnot, like you're not, so you may come across as emotionally unavailable. Like very loving, very pure, but like you're like, I have stuff to do, so like I'm not interested in dating you or seeing you. Like that's not my priority. That's people people just see that as a challenge and they want to see you. And also the eyes here are very piercing. So like you may have a very piercing gaze. So let's see what these other 2 cards are called. You do have communication. So the way you communicate with people, there are a ton of birds. I don't know if you saw the shadow, but like I did. And I'm like, what's happening outside? There's so many birds, which also are animals of communication. So something about the way you communicate, or maybe someone's going to contact you or communicate with you soon, Pile 3. But yeah, you have call. Let's see. We can get that to... I think it's funny because you can actually hear the birds outside now. But communication, news, offers, excitement, luck. So yeah, something about and then the pink, right? The very soft pink. I've never noticed that there's the cute little love bugs, little ladybugs, I mean, on the card. So that could be something about outdoors. Maybe you have a very earthy energy, a very nature. I have a challenge song. I hope I don't forget it. I hope I don't forget it. I don't. I'll finish your reading and hopefully I don't forget it. But yeah, I'll try to link that one in the description box for your pile. But yeah, the way you communicate, the way you express, the way you communicate your love, like the way you speak very innocently, the way you're very peaceful, something about that. Okay. And people like, especially those of you that are very balanced with this heavy Gemini and duality energy here, they like that you take your space, but you also communicate very clearly that you do, and that like you'll take your space but you'll come back, right? Like you'll take your space, you'll come back, you'll take your space, you'll come back, but like you don't just kind of ghost people. And you do have vampire energy, vampire, draining, lust, darkness, low vibration. So be mindful of that, because that could be that energy of the people I said that are kind of wanting to drain you. Very easy to take advantage of, like they see you as prey, right? Some people may see you as prey, so just easy prey, so just watch it. Especially since like with the cute little bugs and then the birds doing a thing, it kind of feels, I keep associating you with characters, so you may be heavily into fantasy and fantasy based stories and whatnot, because like it kind of feels like Snow White, right? That's what it kind of feels like, that very naive energy. But yeah, definitely case with the vampire. And some of you also, they feel like this is your secret side, like you're like, there's no way you're that sweet and Disney princess like, right? So they're trying to see this side of you. And there's people that like fantasize about that side. Okay, so let's see what's at the bottom. Kind, caring, compassionate, loving, and physical touch. Exactly. People just want to put their hands all over you. That's why I'm seeing hands. These aren't you. These aren't your hands. These are other people's hands. That's why I got the energy of people wanting to hold hands with you. Something about you that people just want to touch you. That's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. It's very weird. It's different. I've never gotten that kind of a read, but people want to touch you, right? And sweet and sticky, you know what that is. So like people definitely want to touch you, right? Honey, like a honeybee, sweet like honey. But they do see you as sweet like honey. And it's just interesting that I'm getting that people want to touch you all the time in very inappropriate ways. Like just seeing you, especially with this vampire, it's like you're like a snack. People may call you that, but people see you as like a nice sweet treat. That's funny, I'm not gonna lie. So let's see more energy about your sensual energy and what makes you attractive to people. Oh, that was quick. Separation is in this. Some of you, I don't know if you're dealing, like I got a lot of people's business in these piles for some reason. I don't know if you're like, oh, Onyx is back, girl. Tell us all, give us the tea. Tell us what's going on. But like, give me space, call. And then you got the vampire energy was just very receptive, like kind of draining, and then separation ending. So it does say time apart is from your partners on the horizon. So maybe someone's coming in with this card like that. So I'll just leave it like that. But also that's that space, right? You're maybe very detached, and like while you have this sweet, loving energy, when it comes to romance, you may be a little inexperienced or just not really engaged or not really interested. So like you're loving, right? You're very nice, you engage people, you like people romantically, but you're not really giving your time to that. Like you're like, give me my space, I'll talk to you later, separation. And then you do have it is safe for you to love at the bottom. So it says open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. So you may be emotionally unavailable, and that for people is pulling them in and making them want to get you, like lure you in and get you going, okay? Because it doesn't seem like you're very easy to get going, especially romantically or sexually. So people are like, how do I get pile 3 going? Because this is what I want, you know? And the fact that you're not easy to get going, like it makes people feel like I want to be the one, right? For pile 3. Let me see if I can get a good shuffle. We'll pull from this deck, and then we'll have that last deck, which is the Sex Answers Erotic Sex Oracle, okay? Maybe we'll get more physical energy about what makes you physically attractive. Okay. What's that? Calling in your soulmate. Yeah, people feel like they could be the one for you. Okay, people often manifest you with that. Oh goodness, definitely. I didn't even see it. So you do have control issues. By trying to control the situation, you'll only slow down your answered prayers. Let the divine take the lead. So either you have control issues, like you're very rigid and fixed in the way you want to live your life and do things. And also this is a composed energy of trying to maintain control as it relates to intimacy and connections. Like you may avoid them with give me space just because you want to maintain control. Like while you come across as inexperienced and loving, but like as it relates to actual love, you're like, I can't control that. Right? So that's how you're coming across. It's a bit rigid. And then you do have divine union. It says, congratulations, it's time to celebrate. Both you and your partner have healed and learned the important lessons to allow this union to manifest. So this could be messages for you regarding a connection, but it feels like with the Lovers and divine union, people see you as like very relationship worthy. Like even the people that may be predatory, that may be draining, they want you because they can see themselves being with you permanently, right? Like in a marriage, in a complete union, whatever union is in their mind. At the bottom, you have explore, take a ride and explore new scenery or each other's inner thoughts. So they feel like people often feel like you're someone that they can kind of learn from as far as like this routine and structured energy, but they feel like they can kind of loosen you up and teach you how to have fun and explore. And if you like have that innocent green energy, that's also small-minded energy. So people feel like they can open you up and teach you. Like people that pursue you romantically, they're like, yeah, I can definitely show I'm laughing because I heard literally, I'm hearing I can show you the world, right? They're like, I can show pile 3 the world. So it's given Aladdin. So I don't know what it is about the Disney princesses and the fairy tales, and this is not just about people that are female or purely feminine in nature. This is just a certain innocence that's coming across from like a fairy tale perspective. So I'm going to put this down and see if we can get to the gritty with this, okay? Let me see. Tell me about pile 3, what makes them physically attractive. And so I'm not gonna lie, I saw this just now, and it's still at the bottom, so I'll let you see. But look at the red lips, like the Disney princess. Like, so something about, now dirty talk, right? Something about the way you speak gives people dirty thoughts. Some of you that are not on that super naive, super innocent side may talk dirty, and when people get to see that side of you, they're like, wait, hold on. Where is that coming from in pile 3? I did not expect that, right? With that Gemini energy, that switch up, right? That maybe that vampire is like, that's a side of pile 3, and this card is still at the bottom, so we'll just get to shuffling. That may catch some people off guard, because I did see you do have many indicators of communication here, where it's like once you're in an intimate situation, like the way you speak intimately may be very surprising to the point where it's like it gets people really going, right? Sweet and sticky. And there was another card here, I can't remember where. It's fine. They just, emotions are running high. There it is. Like once you feel comfortable and in a safe space, you may kind of switch it up and kind of get a little freaky. I'm not gonna lie. I can see that for you. So tell me about about pile 3's seductive energy and what makes them physically attractive. Hiding my intentions. Look at that mask. Exactly. That's kind of that innocent in the streets but freaky in the sheets kind of vibe, right? Like hiding my intentions, like hiding a side of you, right? Having like a very well put together energy in public, and then like again another side. So it's interesting. Let me see. And also, since that card was slanted, right, it's like the closer you get to someone, the less you are like that with them. Intimate moment, exactly, right? Especially as you get more intimate with people, they get to see more of that side. Okay, and there's the hands, right? Mistress. Yeah, so like mistress is typically like a third party, but I'm reading it as another side of someone. Like a mistress, even in a third party sense, it is a person that is often hidden. It is a person that does all of the things that the current partner, regardless feminine, masculine, wouldn't do. It's the person that what's the word I'm looking for? That the key person, right? The person that is in the middle of it, right? Is really doing all of the forbidden things with. And so I see that as this vampire kinky side. So like you get like it's like an alter ego. Like you have like an alter ego when it comes down to sensuality. And so people can't see it at face value, especially if you're on the furthest end of the spectrum. But some of you are balanced enough to where some people can kind of tell that there's more to you than that loving, innocent energy. And they can kind of feel energetically that this exists and like they want a piece of it. Or again, once you get going romantically, this side comes out and people are like, wow. And then you have surrender. And there's some blindfolding energy, like people don't see it coming, right? Hidden sides. So let me get like two more and then we'll take the bottom and close it out. Thank you. Okay, so I'll look at this one first. So expectations, and it is incoming energy, but it's upside down. So it's again more with the eyes, and there's the lips again. But like this is like a next area, and then you have hands. So again, like people wanting to touch, but expectations coming in shows that people's expectations of what you are and who you are completely begin to change once they get to know you deeper, at a deeper level and a more intimate level. Okay. Yep, because you got hot sex. And that's exactly the side of you that people would like to see, especially those that don't realize that it's there. But I'm not going to lie, it might catch your partners off guard when you pop up like that, because it like the personality that you give off naturally is night and day with this energy. I mean, day and night, should I say, with this. And then you have sensual, right? Lips. So that is the energy, right? Like you have an actual sensual energy, and you probably radiate it subtly with your innocence. But I mean, I don't think people realize how deep this goes with you. Okay. So that is all I have for you today, Pile 3. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, Pile 4, if you selected the vanilla milkshake, then this is your reading. So I'm going to pull a keyword and see like some key themes of what makes you attractive. These two want to talk, but I'm not taking the hesitation. So I'm going to see what makes you attractive, and what people find seductive about you. It's a good thing that I cleansed this deck because it's not giving me that good of a shuffle, but that's okay. All right. Pile 4, tell me about what your energy is. I'll look at this one. Let's start with it. Tranquility came out in the previous pile, maybe your energy. And then you have compassion. You may have a very mature energy about you with that elder and that large blue. And then you have gratitude, bluebell. Ironically enough, bluebell is a brand that's very popular around here, and I think a lot of older people like it. And like I think like their main flavor the key flavor is vanilla. So it's almost like you may like bluebell ice cream, or like maybe you would if you have never had it, but it's very sweet. I can't eat it because I don't like a lot of sugar, but yeah. Don't mean to go off on a tangent about the ice cream. It's just interesting that you selected a vanilla milkshake, and here we are with, like, that's a brand, right? A brand of ice cream. So gratitude, compassion, very mature energy coming through. Yeah, very compassionate, sweet, grown. Like, that's the energy you give off. Peace, exactly, right? Peace. So, and then it didn't get lost on me that southern word, because I think that Bluebell is like a southern ice cream brand. So like an older southern energy. That doesn't have to be you, but you may have that kind of a vibe, whether you realize it or not, to some people. So let's see. The very easygoing energy, I will say you have. Tell me more about pile 4 and how they come across, like what makes them attractive. I think that grown, mature, easygoing energy is definitely attractive to people. Okay. And something like that, I've not been paying much attention to the details of these cards, but I felt very called to the details of those cards. So you may be very detail oriented, and people like that you pay attention to things, or that you notice things. Yeah. So you have the sacral chakra, number 2, which is the frequency of sacral chakra. The orange flower of life supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. So gratitude, like you're very creative. Like you're very good at follow through and making sure things happen the way that they need to. And you're also very in tune with success. So success comes very easy for you. At least that's how people see you. They love how naturally successful you are. Like, again, you may be a wise beyond your years type of individual, and that may lead to that, right? You're definitely have like a certain emotional maturity to you with compassion and that sacral chakra. You have allowance. Yeah, that's that number 9. It says the frequency of allowance allows us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So people find that things happen for you very easily, right? And allowance feels like money. So you may be doing very well, or at least are headed in a direction where you will be successful, because people just feel like things naturally come to you easy, and they kind of want to be a part of that energy of just peace and just things just happening as they're going to happen in everything. And sacral is very sensual energy. So people are very attracted to you on that level. So like something about the way you carry yourself and your energy, people are very, very, like, you get that part, the sacral area going for many people. And that's like one of the first energies coming through. And you're not doing anything but being your natural self and just being easygoing, but it still does it for people, okay? Like, you don't have anything that you're doing to be seductive. You just are, okay? Tell me more. Tell me more. Makes pile 4 attractive and sensual. Yeah, you know what? That's that grown, mature energy. And while you are open and receptive, you may have some restraint. Like, it may be like a bit of a reserved, possibly conservative energy. It came through in a different pile, I'm not gonna lie, especially with that elder energy coming through. But trapped in fear is not necessarily that you're afraid. It just means, like, the 8 of Swords is traditionally like someone that holds themselves back, that knows what's appropriate when, that is that has boundaries, that is what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the word it's a word similar to routine. I can't find it right now in my mind. So, but let's see if I'll move this so that I can have more space. Let me see if I can get more energy. Tell me more about pile 4 and what makes them attractive. Seductive energy. 8. Okay, so 8s are authority, right? They're very structured energy. They're very professional energy. So you could be very business minded, right? But there's this authoritative energy, right? This energy that's coming through, right? Because eights are authority. Like they are very professional, builder, working energy, structure based, but emotional withdrawal. So you may be emotionally unavailable, right? Eight of Cups is someone that's looking to move ahead, constantly trying to leave things behind them, constantly trying to get ahead for sure. And so that may be your energy. Like you may be very authoritative in your mentality and very ambitious, right, as it relates to like your career and resources, and that people find that very, very attractive. But definitely that eight. So give me one more so we can talk about what makes Pile 4 attractive and what their seductive qualities are. This is all personality based, right? Like you get people going for real, but I don't see anything here physically, right? If anything, I can't even see the face. It's almost like in instances where for the most part, people don't even notice what you look like or even care, not from a negative way, but like notice the face is hidden and like the person's like balled up in each image. It doesn't feel like people really care what you look like at all. Not that you're not attractive. It's not what gets people going. It's your mentality, your energy that gets people going. Okay, at least so far. But we have a few more decks that we'll get through, and at the end we definitely have a erotic sex answers oracle deck, so that I will specifically ask about physical, sensual, and intimate energy that you give off, especially in your romantic connections. Okay, so don't worry about it. Tell me more about Pile 4 and what makes them attractive and their seductive energy. Yeah, I mean, you're very loner. Like your energy's kind of loner. Like I don't know if it's just because like you have like such a mature mentality, like you're so grown that you're over people, but like you have two eights and a nine and two nines. But this is Virgo energy, hermit energy of solitude. So it's someone that stays to themselves. It's someone that's very fixed, very detail oriented, like I mentioned at the beginning, but also sixth house of day-to-day routine. It's health, it's wellness, it's fitness, it's community service, it's giving, it's the compassionate energy. It is the acts of service. It's someone that is like you'll do community work, you'll do something to support people, but you're not really trying to be close to other people. And people like how distant and detached and emotionally unavailable you are, because you're so authoritative, professional, business minded, that you're not really engaging other people. Like that's not your focus. That's not your priority. And then here you've got the Two of Pentacles, movement, choices, decisions. Like you're always worried about your next decision, your next thing to move. So the numbers 2, 8, and 9 are very important to you in some capacity. Like they're relevant, but this is juggling. You've got a lot going on. You're like, I'm worried about my money. Actually, I've not really paid attention to this card so closely, but you've got like, in the yellow, you've got the pentacles, you've got the love with the rings, you've got growing. Like there's a lot going on around you. So you don't have time to juggle all of that. You'd rather just focus on yourself and what you have going on. And then I guess once you reach whatever level, then you'll worry about it. But right now you're not trying to take on too much. You're just trying to juggle what you can balance, at least at the point of this reading. And that unavailability is really, making people more interested, actually. So yeah, I mean, this is a different pile. I wasn't expecting this energy. Here's another 9, suffering in silence. That is the 9 of Swords, the anxiety. Yeah, you've got a lot to worry about. Lots of 9s here. Completion of a cycle. You're like at the end of a cycle right now, especially, yeah, definitely with these 9s. And again, this is another card where you can't, like all of your cards, you can't really see the heads down. It's like you just put your head down and you just do what you need to do. You're not really worried about other people and what they have going on. Even if you're struggling, you're not going to tell, like you're very to yourself, right? That's just how you're coming across. And like I said, it feels like the biggest thing for you is this very mature, focused energy and emotional detachment. People like it, I don't know, it's driving people crazy. So let me see if I can get more energy from you. Tell me more about pile 4. What makes them attractive? And what is their seductive energy? That wasn't what I was going to... I'll pull another one. I feel like that one's kind of a cop-out. So you do have Pisces. Intimacy, intuition, and compassion. And here it is in a verse, right? So it's like no intimacy, even though you do have compassion, right? Compassion is here twice. And then it's intuition. So you're more logical with all of these 8s, very logical. Not really trying to be in this Pisces energy. If anything, we have the Virgo Pisces axis here. You're the opposite. You're not into this intuitive, flowy, spiritual energy. You're trying to be very logical, very practical in that Virgo polarity of the axis, right? Because Virgo is the logical mind in the day-to-day. Pisces is the dream world, and you're not doing it. You're still compassionate. It's still there, but like you're not trying to be in an energy of like woo-woo, la-la, right? I'm going to pull one more, and then we'll take the bottom. You're very serious, and people like that. House 11, friends, like-minded groups, humanitarian beliefs. So yeah, this is your focus, networking and getting ahead, because this is house 11. So like this is the Aquarius Leo axis, where Leo would be making friends. I know it says friends here. But that's not what that card means. Okay. It is acquaintances. Okay. So Leo energy, 5th house energy is friends and fun and joy and pleasure. 11th house is community, collective based energy. It is networking. It is your professional groups. It is your social groups that you're going to use as references to get ahead. Like this is purely networking for this is about getting ahead, whether we're building something up collectively, or if I can make connections in this setting to get further myself on my journey. That's what that house is. So that's exactly where you are. Like you are not looking for fun, for social, for any of the things, unless it's going to get you ahead. At the bottom, you have Scorpio. Intensity, exposing, purging, renewing. Scorpios are notorious for privacy. You might have all of those 8s for that reason too, because this is 8th house energy of debts, inheritances, of other people's money, of loans, of all of those types of things like finances, because it is about money, but it's also about death and transformation, and it is about sex. So this is also sensual energy. You have a deeply sensual energy. You might have a dark and detached vibe about you. You may have Pisces, Virgo, or Scorpio placements. Definitely could, but in Aquarius as well, because that's here. So that's the energy that's coming through for you, and like very private, right? Especially with 12th house, like very private, but attracting, right? Because Scorpios are like a magnetic energy, like it pulls people in, and you don't want that, but that's the nature of the 8th house Scorpio energy. So let's see. Tell me more about pile 4. What is their sensual energy and what makes them attractive to romantic suitors? Surrender to the divine is here. I'll pull another one because cards are just slipping out before I'm ready, but it's a full moon, which is also like an eclipse, like that hidden energy, like you can't see me. Not wanting to be seen, very secretive, very private. And surrender to divine in reverse is also not surrendering. So again, that's that detached, cold, emotional unavailable energy. So far you do have your commitment is being tested. So people often feel like you're testing them romantically because of this energy that you have. Like they're not sure what you have going on. Thank you. Let's see. A time for healing. Let me see what's here. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Very like you're a go-getter. You go out, you act. You're very active in areas that matter to you, right? And then Aries is also very self-motivated. It is 1st house energy of the self and how you like to come across to other people. Like you're very conscious of how you come across to other people, except for, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you're not very certain in matters of like love and romance. Others of you, you know exactly what you're doing. You're emotionally unavailable and you're very clear about it because you have stuff that you're doing, okay? But time to take action. You're very action oriented on your journey. Let me put this here. I'm trying to read more into that time for healing. Hopefully it'll come to me as I do it. Tell me more about pile 4 and what makes them attractive and their sensual energy. You have very Mars-based energy with Aries and Scorpio. They're both ruled by Mars, okay? So like very dominant energy, like very, I guess masculine, if you want to call it that energy. It's like go-getter. It's very aggressive. Like that's like the god of war and whatnot, like conquering energy. It's like an emperor vibe. Just friends. It's complicated, platonic, perspective, chance. You friend zone people often. Like you often friend zone people, and like that right there just makes them more engaged, okay? For sure. Definitely, because you're so focused on what you have going on that you're not really trying to do the romantic thing. So when it comes to people being turned on by you, being attracted to you, your seductive energy, it is 100% your emotional unavailability, okay? Yeah, moneymaker is someone that is focused on making money, right? Let's see. I feel like I want 3 from this pile. And look who came back. Okay, and it's covered, it's fine. But that's the focus. So let me get, oh, so sorry for those of you with headphones. I didn't mean to do that. One more. And we'll take the bottom. I was trying to avoid dropping it. So let me get one more and we'll take the bottom. Let's see. Focus on, let's see. I do everything. So unequal give and take, lazy, mooching, disrespect, blame game. I do everything. Yeah, just a very busy person, right? Like you're emotionally unavailable. You're busy because like you're focused. You have goals. You have somewhere you're trying to go. You have things that you're trying to do, and you don't have time for someone to slow you down, because that's what this card is telling me. It's like you're worried about someone slowing you down, and you may communicate that to people. So it may actually make people more passionate, like to prove themselves to you, because like you're like you make it very clear you're not trying to like be in an unbalanced situation, right? Because it says unequal give and take. Like you're not trying to be with someone that's lazy or just that's mooching. Like you're not going for that. Student, learning, classes, college, observance, listening, and study. So this feels like at the bottom, like you're focused on growing and learning, right? And getting ahead. And I keep saying that because that's the only things. And like, but people love how studious you are, how you're always trying to grow and develop and learn and become more successful. Like that's what people find attractive, right? Like you have good energy of someone that would be a good like provider in a sense. Not saying your partners are looking to be taken care of, but like people feel like you're very stable and you would be good in a connection. For sure, because of your mentality, especially with the maturity here at the beginning and your easygoing nature. So let's see. Let me see more what's going on. Tell me about my pile 4. I'm on my second to last deck, and then after that, we'll hop right into the erotic sex answers oracle. And close it out. Okay. Tell me more about my pile 4, what makes them seductive, and all the stuff. Yeah, exactly. This came out in another pile. So I'm going to leave that there because it probably wants to talk with those cards it's on top of. But here we are with control issues. It says, by trying to control the situation, you'll only slow down your answered prayers and let the divine take the lead. This may be advice for you, but you will have a very fixed and controlled life. I'm not going to lie. You feel... I promise I'm not trying to be offensive, pile 4, but like it is a little much, right? There's a lack of balance in the most extreme cases of extreme isolation, extreme focus, extreme work ethic, like working very hard and not having any time for pleasures. Now, the good thing is that you do have the sacral chakra here. So I see that you can have fun, right? Like you can engage people romantically, and that, and then you have children. Children are a significant factor in your love life, This may signify the desire of them or someone's inner child needing attention. I think this is your inner child needing attention, right? With house 11, just friends. Like you need to, and oh yeah, it's one like long stray, right? It feels like maybe opening up a little more. And I think that maybe what people are thinking and what's attracting them to you is like, man, Power 4 needs to get out more and do more and enjoy life. That's probably like Power 1 needs to have fun kind of an energy. So that's attracting people, and like the challenge of getting you out of this work isolation mode is kind of a seducing task for people. I hope that makes sense. Let me pull one more and I'll take the bottom. Tell me more about Power 4. What makes them attractive? And what is seducing people? Sweet songs. Something about music. Something about sound. Maybe your voice, the way you speak, the way you communicate, the way you express yourself. But Sweet Song says soulmates often use music and songs as a telepathic aid in order to share spiritual messages and emotions with each other. So someone may be sending you songs. People may send you songs. People may listen to music and think of you, like something about songs as it relates to you. Okay? Definitely the case. Now, let me see something else. You may, like when you engage, I'm not seeing it here, but when you engage people romantically, you may use music as a form of communication. Like you may send playlists or songs to people. Like that may be your thing, right? Because like the sweet songs, like you may not be very expressive yourself, especially with all of this work and logical. Like you may be a builder, not a speaker. So like you may use other people's words to communicate to people that you're interested in romantically. So you may send people songs, you may send people playlists or poems or whatnot, other people's words. And that actually is like a seductive energy. Like people take very kindly to that. So the people you're engaging romantically at any point of your life, they like when you send that, when you do that. Okay. So you do have watch out. It says, this is a warning message. Be aware of gossip, envy, and jealousy. Someone or something is trying to stay in the way of this connection. One, that's you with their self-sabotaging ways as it relates to romance, but also people are very competitive as it relates to you. That's what all of this Mars energy, like you're like a peacemaker. The word, like you're peace, like you're like a balance, juggling of like the scales with the twos here, like, you know, juggling, like, you know, you're good. But like people are very competitive. Like there's like you, when people are interested in you, they like go at it. Okay. Like they go at it, like watch out. So just if you've got people that are interested in you, like they go toe to toe for you. I don't know if you realize that, but like, you know, someone or something is saying, like they feel like they're competing for you, and then, you know, lots of jealousy surrounding you. Like, you know, they may spread rumors about each other and be very envious. So like, even if you're not dating multiple people, you don't feel like you have time for that. You don't feel like you have time for that. But it looks like, based on this energy, when people are interested in you, or like if they're looking to pursue you, they go at it. Okay, that's crazy that came out, and that just makes them more invested. The fact that someone else is willing to like compete and like be aggressive about it, like going toe to toe with them for you, they're like, well, hold on, now I'm really trying to see what's up with Power 4, because why is this other person or these other people so hostile now that I've thrown, you know, now that I've hopped in the ring to compete. So that's crazy. Okay. Look at you, all emotionally detached and have people in their feelings. That's funny. Come on, Power 4. Tell me more about what makes you attractive and your seductive energy. Where did it go? Oh, look, it landed right on top of student. So it says engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So you are stepping into an energy, especially with a lot of competing people. You have a lot of options, right? You have options. Definitely the case. But engagement feels like people constantly see you as a commitment-minded person. So like, because of how dedicated you are to your goals, they can tell that you would be a very committed partner. Okay. I want to get one more. Thank you. And I'll take the bottom. You deserve love. You are lovable. I think that's a message for you, but you do shoot people in the heart with an arrow, right? Like, people feel like you do deserve love too. That's part of what makes them want to love you and want to pursue you and pulls them in. But this is also a message from the universe that you are lovable despite where you feel like you want to be and are and should be. Because I always give you guys talking to on this channel, like, just don't get like so absorbed in where you want to be and who you want to become that you lose sight of the present moment. Okay. Romantic feelings. It says your feelings are real and worth exploring. So if there's some kind of competition here, right? If that's the thing, if one of these people that are like going at it actually has your attention, Spirit says to go for it, but you do instill with that sacral chakra lots of tingly feelings in people, okay? More than you realize. So let's see. What student people really want to learn from you in a lot of instances as well. Some of you, these are your students. You might want to watch it. People that are your students, especially with this authoritative energy, if these are your students or if these are people that are beneath you in some way, you might want to watch it because there's people that are interested that in certain settings it may not be appropriate. So just be mindful of that, okay? Don't mess up your bag. Okay. This is what I don't know that we're going to get a lot of physical energy because it's a energy for you. It's not really physical, but romantic sex. People feel like you have a very sensual vibe and that like you would be very romantic as it relates to sex. So that's what you give, but you are the vanilla milkshake. So you may be giving off very vanilla vibes. Okay. There's the eyes again. A lot. Well, that's fun. Let me fix this deck and I'll come back. All right. I've grabbed the deck, like it just hit the deck and then it like went all under the table and everything. So great lover may be relevant, like people may see you as that. I'll get to what's on the table in a second, but when I went and all of the cards went whoosh under the table, I did buy, I think here it is, I got this crystal, I think that's what it is. And it's been on the table this whole time, but I found the card for it under the table. I know I need to be better, but it's here. So this may be a crystal that you need, but it does say the prasiolite helps to ease discomfort for those who find it difficult to express emotion. It is a reminder that all are part and parcel of the divine, unconditional loving source. Those who have issues of self-worth, lack of self-confidence will find working with prasiolite helps to foster a deep appreciation and acceptance of self. So this may be your thing. I need to wrap it up because my battery is dying. So you may be running out of time as it relates to something. I don't know, but let me hurry up before we lose this here. Okay, so trust issues in reverse. People think that like having sex with you will open you up. I'm going to pull one more and take the bottom and close it out. Okay. That's unfortunate, but you did get a crystal recommendation. So let me hurry up and get this together. Okay. Boom. There's one. You're my fantasy, eyes, the veil, the way you hide yourself and all of the things. That's what people think. They think of you as a fantasy. They think of you very romantic. They know that if they get past those trust issues you have, they'll have hot sex, okay? Especially with the avoidance of the eye contact. You may avoid eye contact with people, okay? But that is all I have for you today, Pile 4. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching.